I want to talk to you on biblical and universal principle for building healthy marriages and relationships. There are three things you must truly see and understand in the scripture in order for you to be truly successful. Three major things you need to see and understand in scripture. Number one is what are called the person of God. Yeah, the person of God. When you're studying your scripture, you should be able to see the personality of your God. Number two, you need to understand what we call the power of God. That brings you liberation. When you meet with the power of God, it brings healing, it brings deliverance, it brings breakthroughs, it brings miracles. There's a third part of it, which is the principles of Jesus, the principles of God. Now, it is the principles of God, the principles of Jesus Christ that guarantees your exceptional living on earth, which is success, which guarantees predictable success. It is the application of the principles of God that guarantees predictable success. Did you hear what I just said right now? Repeatable success, scalable success. It is the principles of scriptures and the application of them that guarantees your success on a continuous basis. So you can know that if I get anywhere around the world, I will succeed. Why? Because I have a grasp of the principles of scripture. One of the principles that we need to understand in scripture is the principle of foundation. Those who are in the world of architecture and building understand this whole concept that the most important part of a building is what? Foundation. Everything is scalable if the foundation can be well done. Is that okay? In fact, I'm made to understand that if you do the foundation very well, you can redesign the interior. Is that correct? So once the foundation is done, you can actually from there choose to decide which way to go. The worst thing that can ever happen to you is to build a house because you were in a hurry. You build a house only to be told it was not properly built. Then you have to pull it down and then you have to rebuild again. Now you're wasting resources, you're wasting time. Now all of that will have been mitigated by commitment to proper foundation building. The same thing that happened to this marriage happened to the other marriage, but the other marriage crumbled. Why? Foundation. Somebody was too much in a hurry to get into marriage. The other person was willing to take time to dig deep and build up. Somebody was willing to say, look, if I'm going to go all the way with this person, you're going to be my partner for a long time, we're going to do business for a long time, I need to know everything about you. The principle of untangled emotions. The principle of untangled emotions. Emotions that are not tangled up. He that warreth does not entangle himself. You want to have qualitative relationships, you want to have successful relationships. One of the things you need to observe is the principle of untangled relationships. And this principle simply states that you cannot start, go forward, and build a healthy relationship if you keep carrying about tangled emotional baggage, particularly from your previous relationships. One of the things that previous relationships does to us is that previous relationships and the experiences we have in them creates baggage. So this is what Paul the apostle said, brethren, Philippians chapter 3 in verse 13. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind. Paul said you can't go forward until you deal with the issues of the past. You can't use scars to numb the pain of what happened. There's no amount of brands you buy from Gucci to whatever. You can use brands to quench the pain. If something happened in the past, it's time to deal with them. It's time to untangle yourself. It's time to find someone to trust and tell your story. Healing begins with revealing. Write that down. Healing begins with revealing. You You've been afraid of crying, but crying is what you need in order to begin to laugh. And I know this is a very sensitive part of your life, and you wish, oh my God, Pastor Sam, can you jump over this subject? No, we need to talk about it, because if it still hurts, you have not been healed. The proof that you've been healed is that something can be spoken about and it doesn't hurt anymore.